something that you need to say. I know it ain't easy living inside your brain, for sure. You keep telling me that it's all okay, but I know.
Hello guys, welcome to my channel. I am Dino Sehloho, and if you're new, please don't forget to subscribe. And for those of you who have subscribed, thank you. Today I'm going to talk about the most important things to look for before dating a guy. You know, if you like this guy or have just started dating, the first one is his interest in commitment. You should ask yourself if this guy is really into dating you for longer term, or is he just looking for a short fling. You know that those guys who date because they can't handle loneliness, they date because they want to push time, you know. So you should find out if he's really into dating you for long and is not afraid to commit. You know, I don't want you to find yourself committing alone and then later on you're going to cry and say, Mjola heads, Mjola that, Mjola this. So I don't want that. You should first find out if he is really into dating you for longer and is committed. And another point is his respect for you. You should find somebody who respects you, somebody who respects your decisions. A great guy will respect you for who you are. He will respect your decisions. He will respect everything you do, you know, because he respects you. He won't treat you like you are nothing. A great guy or a guy who respects you will try about all he means to impress you. You know, he'll dress up for you. He'll dress in an appropriate manner. He won't just dress for the sake of dressing. No, he has to, you know, impress you. And if that guy impresses you, my girl, you should take him. You should take him. Another point is his social life. You know, a guy who's always lonely, who hangs alone, who doesn't have friends, I think it's not a really good find. It's either that guy is antisocial, he's boring, he's rude. It's either he's too occupied with things in his life and I doubt he's going to have time for you. So I think you should check his social life first before dating him. Moving on. Another important thing to look for is a guy who's not living a secret. You should, you know, that those guys who have double lives to live, you know, you may find that on the other side, this guy is married and you don't know. This guy have kids and you don't know. This guy, you know, this guy is I can say he's a womanizer, you know, and you don't know. You think he loves you alone, and the symptoms of these guys they are those guys who are like, I like to keep a relationship low key. He won't post you. I'm not saying guys should post you. It's not a must, but one of the signs is that he will not post you and saying that he wants to keep his relationship private or low key. He won't go in public with you during the day, you know. And those are the guys who go out with you during the night. So he won't introduce you to his friends, or in fact you will be the one and him knowing that you're dating. You know, it's not the must. It's also not the must for him to introduce you to his friends or family or so. But he can never take you out maybe on a date during the day. He's going to tell you that I'm keeping my relationship private and stuff. If he's doing that, my girl, you should watch out. Maybe sometimes he has a wife or kids, as I've already mentioned, so you should watch out. Another thing is his emotional maturity. Yes, you should look for. I know it's cute to watch your boyfriend or your guy behaving like a little boy, but you should pay attention to how he addresses the issues in real life, like how he makes decisions, how he solves problems. Like you may have problems, so you should check if he knows how to come up with solutions, how to make decisions and things like that. And if he's always maybe playing, or he doesn't have solutions to problems, I think you should otherwise think twice, because there's no way he's going to, maybe in the future when you have a family and you need to solve a particular problem, he's actually come up with big solutions and stuff. And if he doesn't know, I'm sorry, my girl, he might not be the one. Another important thing to look for is he isn't controlling. It's important and it's quite sexy for a guy to take control or charge over things. But if most of the times he's all over and want to take charge over everything, he doesn't want you to come up with your opinions, he doesn't want you to out your opinions, he doesn't want you to like express yourself, all he wants to do is to control you, I'm afraid he's not the one. And control freaks are, their ways never change. They want the things to be done the way they want, and they never want other people's opinions. They don't want other people to show them that they're wrong. They are all about controlling and stuff. So you should make sure that the guy you're dating is not a control freak, because as time goes on, you guys are going to fight a lot due to that controlling freak thing. You should also look for a guy who respects and supports your dreams. There are guys who don't actually, they think that the only ones who matters in the relationship, that it's the only dreams that matters in your relationship, and he never supports you if you have a dream of being, I don't know, if you have a dream and you tell him about your dreams and he never supports you, maybe it's more like he's saying all your dreams are useless. So all he wants is for you to support his dreams and not yours. So I think if you're partners, you need to help each other achieve their goals, their dreams, and so on. So they should support us, yes, as a man. Another thing that you should look for in a relationship is a guy who's not a mama's boy. Mama's boy, oh, they never. If you're dating a mama's boy, everything that you do, he's going to consult his mama first. If you have something, like if you have something to talk about, if you have some decisions to make, he will first ask his mom if it's right or wrong to do that. And if his mother says it's wrong, you guys are not going to do that. And if the mother says it's correct, that's when you're going to do that. And I'm afraid, because if you guys are going to get married later on, even when you are married and have kids, he'll ask his mother, is it right if I buy my boy or my girl these diapers? Is it right or wrong to buy this? How much should I give my wife? He's going to ask his mother everything. This guy can never make decisions alone without consulting the mother, because he's the mama's boy, yes. You should also look for a guy who is trustworthy. This one is very serious, guys. Guys like to lie to us. This guy who's always lying and all of that is really not good. So you want a guy you are able to, you are free with, a guy you are sure that he is trustworthy, a guy who can leave his phone there, and then when it rings, you can just peer and look who was ringing, who was calling. Or you can maybe answer the phone without any hesitation, because you guys trust each other, You should look for a guy who's driving and ambitious. I know you don't want a guy who sits in the house the whole day without doing anything, who only plays videos the whole day, who does not do anything, he doesn't help you, he doesn't hustle, he doesn't do anything, he keeps saying there's no job. go away. He's so relaxed. You should look for a guy who is ambitious, who's driving. A guy you can never go hungry. You should look for a guy you can never go to sleep hungry, because he does not do anything to make sure that you guys are okay. You should look for a guy who's reliable. You know, if a guy says that he's going to, you guys are going to meet at 2 o'clock, and at 2 o'clock he does not show up, that is not reliability. For me, it's not reliability. So you should look for a guy who's always reliable, a guy who can never lie to you. Yes. Girl, you should look for someone who cares for your emotions. Emotions are very important, guys. My background is a bit noisy now, so I don't know. You should look for somebody who cares for your emotions, somebody whom you can be happy with, you can cry with, and still support you. That's a great deal of a guy. That's a good friend. You should look for a guy whom you have similar interest with. You know, you guys should have some similar common ground, some similar or common ground to stand on. You should, if he likes football and you like football, you guys, you know, you have that similar interest thing. You have similar things to talk about. If he's into music, you're also into music. That's what you guys can talk about. And yeah, you should look for a guy who can compromise. Yes, in relationships you compromise, guys. You should compromise. You should make sacrifices. Yes, you should make sacrifices for you. You should compromise. Maybe if he has to go with his friends or he has to go out with you, he has to compromise and choose who. He shouldn't make his friends more important than yourself. So you should come first in his life. Yes, I think you should look for a guy who takes care of himself. Yes, hygiene, my love, it's very important. You should look for a guy who is clean, a guy who knows how to bath. You know, hygiene. This guy should eat healthy. This guy, you know, he should smell good. It doesn't mean he has to buy expensive perfumes and so on, but and so forth. He has to smell good. He has to smell fresh. I'm sure you don't want a guy who stinks, right? Yes. Even his home should be clean. When you get to his place, you should feel welcomed by the cleanness in his house. You know, when it stinks, and when it's stuffy in the house, when you're visiting him, it's just not a good sign of dating a guy. You should look for a guy with sense of humor. You should look for a guy you can laugh with, a guy you can smile with. You know, if you don't laugh with the guy you love, then who are you going to laugh with? You know, a guy who's always moody, a guy who's always serious, a guy who doesn't want to smile or laugh with you, then that's not the guy. That's not the great guy I encourage you to date with. You need to date with someone you can love with, someone who can be your best friend. You know, you should look for a guy who can be assertive and take a stand. You know, that those guys who like say no for an answer. You know, every time you ask for something, he'll be like no. If you ask to go somewhere, he's like no. Man, he doesn't even have reasons for that. So I suggest you find a guy who has reasons for. If he say no, if you ask something and then he says no, he should support his reasons why he say no. Or maybe you want to go to a particular event and then he says no, he should support his answers. He should support his answer or why he say no and blah blah blah, you know. So yes, not just the guy who's going to say no and then that's it. No. You should look for a guy who's motivated. A guy, maybe he doesn't know what he's going to do right now, but you should look for somebody who has passion. If you like something, if you want to be something better in future, that's the great guy who always talks about future, who always talk about you together being somewhere in future, you know. That's the perfect guy for you. The perfect guy for you, and not just a guy who will be like, I don't know what I'm going to be in future. I don't know what's future hold for me and stuff. We all don't know what's future hold for us, but you should have somebody who has dreams. You know, dreams, baby. You should look for somebody who cherishes you. Yes, cherish. You know, a guy who always makes you smile, a guy who always compliments you, a guy who always tells you how beautiful you are, a guy who tells you he can be nothing without you. That's the perfect guy. A guy who always tells you when you go out, maybe, you are beautiful, my wife, you're beautiful, my girlfriend. You know, that's the guy you're looking for. Not just the guy who does not cherishes you, does not tell you you're beautiful. You know, that's the boring guy. You should also find somebody who communicates his feelings. You know, boys or guys, basukubisa. So you find out that they don't like expressing themselves, how they feel. If you have wronged them, sometimes they don't tell you. So you should find a guy who is open enough to talk to you about any feelings, about any how he feels, either happy or sad, or maybe he wants to compliment you. He should be open with you. You should make yes, who is your best friend who you can talk anything with. Yes, that's the type of guy you should date. So guys, I think I've said the things I wanted to say. Thank you for subscribing. Please share, please comment below, please like the video if you enjoyed it. So this is the end of my video.